Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, this is going to be a divine masculine check-in. Actually, I'm gonna do both. Let's do feminine and masculine. We'll do them side by side. So really quick, connection space check-in. So let's see, divine creator, what can we know about the connection between the divine masculine and divine feminine polarities at this time? What is the most important energy to be aware of? Divine feminine on the left, divine masculine on the right. Okay, well, commitment is in the connection space here. There is a knowing. Look at the third eye chakra. So knowing, the one I just heard. Oh, how do I clarify this? Okay, so for the divine feminines, what is this level of commitment? Okay, we get the Eight of Swords falling over to the divine masculines in the reverse. So the divine feminines are feeling, wondering if the divine masculines are becoming more brave and freeing themselves from the pretense that keeps them in the inactivity. Divine feminines are wondering if divine masculines are overcoming the fear that allows them to go forward to these connections. On the divine feminine side, the feminines have got the Magician and the Five of Cups on the fence. So they are trying to manifest the higher interpretations of the storylines that have happened. Five of Cups is the loss, the grief, processing not having the connection. And so they're manifesting solutions. They're light working the puzzles of what's happened and spinning it into a higher interpretation so that they can get behind the idea that commitment is possible. Oh, interesting. So divine feminines, you're taking responsibility for the skills to interpret your reality in a way that is long-standing, longevity, long-suffering, but qualified to go for the long haul. Like, this is long-term energy. You are climatizing to not sweating the small stuff, divine feminines. And then curious as to where your divine masculine might be. So what are the divine masculines undergoing regarding commitment? We get the Judgment on the fence. So they're starting to see a few things. Their eyes are being opened. They're actually seeing you, divine feminine, as giving up the fight about the trivial, not things that they may have thought were petty, like choose your battles kind of things that they might have thought you needed to up level out of for some reason. The ways that they thought that they were more advanced than you, divine feminine. They're seeing, though, that you have always embodied a profound knowing of the connection, which doesn't necessarily mean that you were a master in their eyes or that you were fully realized. They definitely see you as being very energetically aware, but there were a few things that they thought you were hanging on too tightly. You hadn't let go energetically of. Divine masculines are also realizing that they have to contribute, they have to invest, they have to commit if they want things to unfold in these connections. Their free will needs to be part of the contribution. They have to align with the higher timelines in order for it to be evident in their material realm. And this has been triggered by a stagnation in the connection and you walking away, divine feminine. So for many, divine feminine has given up, let go, walked away, stopped investing, followed intuitive guidance, and divine masculines are now realizing that they're not, that divine feminine isn't going to chase. That's stimulating a different response. We have the divine masculines leveling up. The Seven of Cups in this deck is literally the DNA helix, integrating new light codes, unconditional love in all the chakras. I want to pull a card and say literally what are the ascended ways of looking at this connection now. Oh, we got the Seven of Cups to clarify the Seven of Cups. So there's a lot of confusion. All I can say is that divine masculines, you're in the thick of it right now, and I'm also hearing at least the process is underway. So yeah, there is a turnaround here. In many decks, the Seven of Cups, the masculine is taking the riches and the material treasures and walking off with them and walking away from divine feminine. But there's a turnaround here. There's an up leveling. What else can we get? I need one more card for this. Joy and celebration. Oh, third parties. We see a lot of the masculine working this puzzle of multiple energies and having cake and eating it too, you know, all of that. So divine masculines are maybe seeing you as less controlling as they did before, and they're seeing that there might be more room for true sharing of emotions, talking about some of these third-party situations more openly, feeling safe to just show up as they are without fear of your judgment. A true got your back kind of friendship energy. There's another sort of recalibration about the assumptions they made regarding your preferences, your wishes, your style of being divine feminine. You're becoming more liberal, they think. Remember, this is the energy the masculines are showing up in. So whether it's true or not, that's just what's being focused on from the masculine polarity. Divine feminines, you are keeping your thoughts light and airy and looking to distant horizons, the looking out for this inspired new beginning, waiting to see what comes in for you, what is meant for you. Let's get more clarification on this energy of the divine feminines looking out. Okay, so we get the King of Swords in the reverse, which is a card of half-truths, of flat-out lies, of misguided intention. This is misplaced intentions as well. The swords are our mind space. So divine feminines, you're tired of guesswork, I just heard. You're tired of the breadcrumbing hot and cold. You're tired of the ghosting. You're tired of the lack of passion. You're tired of all of it. You're tired of being left out in the cold. And you are literally giving up. So your divine masculine is actually really in tune with this idea that you have actually done it. Divine feminine, you have actually walked away. Wow. That might not resonate for all. So let's get a quick card for those who don't think that they have walked away, because I know I have a lot of people in the collective that would not say they have walked away. Okay, so changing perspective, balancing out in the physical what you're allocating your time. So it's all relative. Some divine feminines have completely unhooked and decided to walk away. I just heard that, but they may still be thinking of their DM. And some are just making small changes in the physical to not focus so much energy in the direction of someone who's not reciprocating. So there's a priority shift. Okay, the card coming up in the near future for this is Seven of Wands. This is setting healthy boundaries. I'm going to pull clarifiers for how the divine masculines are setting healthy boundaries in the near future. We are getting the High Priestess, unconditional love, and strength. They all kind of came out in this neutral position as well. So it's an open curiosity about keeping the edge. Divine masculines, you're using your intuition, you're embodying unconditionality and humility versus empowerment. You're walking the edge, I heard. You're walking the edge. So that is absolutely amazing, because it's a brand new way of being that is not, you know, it's a spectrum now. It's not so legalistic and cut and dry. You're able to tap into the nuance, the subtle, the aliveness, the moment, the spontaneity. Making healthy boundaries on the fly. Okay, so for divine feminines, what can we see for healthy boundaries? Regarding your masculine, regarding the masculine, regarding sensuality, but also, you know, just paying attention to all of the energetic cues that would allow you to either embrace this dynamic masculine energy when it's showing up appropriately, or, you know, take it or leave it. You are setting healthy boundaries with what works for you, divine feminine. You've become discriminating, discerning with what you are willing to get worked up about. This is so good, divine feminine. So another layer of that energetic release that allows you to be in control of your own emotional balance. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go into a daily divine counterpart check-in. I'm going to shuffle a bunch of decks now for the feminines and masculines. So thank you, divine creator. What can we see for the counterparts? Doing divine feminine first. What are the divine feminines wishing? Or what are they thinking about the connection? What are they feeling on the heart space? What are they wishing? What actions are being taken? I'm not sure if my microphone is wrestling. Sorry. What are the challenges for the feminines at this time? What is the spirit guided solution? Okay, and now the masculine cards. And where's the energy going? And now for the divine masculines, what are the divine masculines thinking about the connections, feeling on the heart space? Oh, switching up the decks. What are the divine masculines wishing? What actions are being taken? What is the biggest challenge facing the divine masculines, or that the divine masculines are facing right now? What is the spirit guided solution for that challenge? And where is the energy going in the near future? Okay, let's see. And union space, we'll do Starseed. Okay, I'll just get them like that. All right, so divine feminines, what are you thinking consciously? High priestess and lovers, there is a knowing, an embodiment. There might be, you know, this connection goes in ebb and flow, and right now it's a test of faith. I'm really getting that because it's uncharted territory, it's kind of a new experience as to, you know, really embodying the be still and know energy. So you are seeing the theory right now, but there's a new embodiment. It's like when a kid has a growth spurt and they don't know that they've just grown and they're stubbing their toes a little bit. It's that kind of a feeling I'm getting. So divine feminines, yes, you are quite aware of the potentials, but it's like you've just energetically advanced after this bit of a growth spurt and letting go, and so you're just recognizing yourself again. Divine masculines, what are you in? Master of Cups and the Nine of Cups in the reverse. So you're not wishing to stay bottled up so much. There is a deep pull to disclose some of your emotional awarenesses of the connection right now. I just heard I want to tell them how I feel for once. Wow, okay, union space, starseed awakening, cosmic heritage and galactic remembrance. So divine feminines, you've just up-leveled into the cosmic level of processing this connection, because you have detached from the worldly, animalistic, lusty, needy, codependent templates and divine masculines, you've overcome this idea that things of the world are devoid of emotional pain, or that balance would indicate that you don't have an emotional awareness. You're coming up into that artistic interpretation of spirit in physical form that has an emotional attribute to it, and you're seeing that that's an ascended, sensitive way of being, and that you're giving yourself permission. Interesting. So this is something conscious. Divine masculines are becoming more in touch with their emotions and wanting to be transparent, and divine feminines, you're looking at things in a larger than your egocentric life context right now. Okay, on the heart space, we have the Three of Wands again, and Six of Wands, victory. So on the heart space, you're still letting go and looking for what is meant for you, because there hasn't been full public victory, or maybe movement forward recently, or something here. Divine feminines, you are kind of looking at distant horizons to see what else might be there for you. So divine masculines, your divine feminines are definitely open to other possibilities, and that it might not end up being you. Divine masculines on the heart space. Wow, we have the Nine of Cups here. We just had it in the reverse for not wishing to hold back feelings. And then we have it again for wishing to figure out how to approach for reunion. There's a growing desire. Oh, I want to say this is a 22. This union space cosmic up level is a 22. So if you've been seeing 22, you're coming up into the ascended connection, looking at your connection as more of an ascended thing. Okay, so divine masculines are wanting to really connect on a soul level. I'm hearing they wish to go that deeply now with the connection, not keep it so surface. Beautiful. Let's get a Starseed Oracle. What can we get? Oh, on the floor. Need some little starseeds handing me the cards off the floor. Okay, star body matrix, multidimensional consciousness, and holographic information. I'm just hearing time capsules, like these potentials have always been available, but it is our own conscious recognition of them that we can pull from the energetic realms and curate the life of our dreams based on our own belief in what could be possible. So divine counterparts, you're seeing that as you up level onto the cosmic level, that there are these new ways of looking at things that are possible. Divine masculines, you're giving yourself permission to have an emotional experience of life, and to believe that you are capable of going that deeply with a counterpart, surrendering, meeting in that pure essence. I'm just hearing Enya. Enya. Okay, and divine feminines, this victory, you know, you can look at it in one way. You can look at it as though your twin journey has been a deep blessing and has put you right where you are right now for this level of consciousness, where you can let go of even your twin. That is one of the biggest tests of mastery, is that when you dub someone your twin, there is this kind of unspoken assumption that they are to conform to your preferences because they are of you in some way. But that is the irony on these twin journeys, is that we get to that point of letting go where we realize that our twin has just as much free will and right to their sovereign experience of this dimension as we do, and we don't have ownership. And that's why it's such a precise exploration of duality, because we do not have ownership over our twin. That's why it pushes us to mastery. And you have arrived there. You've seen that you don't need to be with your twin, divine feminine, and now it's unlocking this whole next level exploration, because you have overcome the binding of the twin flame label. Ooh, okay, so what can we see on the wishing? You're choosing the divine over your twin flame, divine feminine. You have unhooked from the fixation, the worship of the person, and you have aligned to the divine, the Holy Spirit, the flow of aliveness. This is sacral chakra healing at its finest, because you have unhooked from the binding of the personalized connection, and you are now riding the wave of conscious exploration. Wow. What are the masculines wishing? They are wishing to continue to ground. This is interesting because we have the Emperor and the Ten of Pentacles. These are very, very, let's say, stoic, controlling, rigid potential energies. It's very grounding, very realistic, very practical, maybe not a lot of emotion and feeling. However, the irony for you, divine masculines, is that when you have been trying to stay at a superficial level regarding relationship, or not dropping in deeply to the spiritual experience of it, it's actually been coming from a highly volatile, emotional inner world. And so there is this desire for more structure, because you have been rebellious, you have been avoidant, dismissive, and doing you at all costs to claim your freedom. And now you're wanting to bring that sense of freedom into the mastery of composure and grounded energy and practicality is what I'm getting here. And this reading is really interesting. We haven't done one that's mirrored so much in the new year, after like Venus retrograde and the solstice and everything. In the shared space here for the wish, intention, mental breakthroughs, and ideas. So there's this revolutionary idea for you, divine masculine, that you have been ungrounded, and you have been claiming that you were grounded possibly, and now you're wishing to actually really ground out and be of earthly good, because you're not, oh, I just heard, not so sexually distracted by options. Interesting. And divine feminine, you are having this revolutionary embodiment of letting go of the masculine, of the physical person, and jumping on the train of the spiritual experience of the journey, and allowing that to unhook from the person so that you are sovereign, spiritually sovereign, and following the divine. This is the breakthrough that changes everything for you, divine feminine. Okay, what is the action the feminine is taking? Overcoming the last remaining anxiety, looking at any of the anxiety of the past through the lens of unconditional love, bringing the energy back, realizing where the anxiety has been an indicator of suffering and attachment to the masculine, reclaiming your energy, bringing it back. You're actively doing this. You're actively switching focus from your masculine to your aliveness, which is synonymous with love, light, spirituality, your own focus, your own mastery. Divine masculines, seeker of crystals, we've got kindness embodied here. You're not investing in things that are duty anymore. You're giving yourself permission to pay it forward, be in simple kindness, not have to premeditate so much. There's a more spontaneous, you're embodying the beginnings of authentic freedom here, where you're not having to manufacture safeguards and cover your tracks and your back and have reasons to justify certain things. You're chilling out, divine masculines. Love it. Going with the flow. What can we see for the shared space? Divine feminines pulling your energy in. Divine masculines, that means you're pulling your energy in too, because you don't care so much what others think in that negative way. Seal of Venus, elemental magic, self-love and protection. So you will be entrusted with more responsibility, aka these unions of divine love. As you love yourself more, so too does that it's its own reward. It is the prerequisite for you coming into the entrustment of these connections. Self-love is the key. It's the only way to hold these high frequencies when the unions come in. What can we see for the challenge for the feminines? Autonomy, the spiritual sovereignty that we've been talking about, the worthiness, coming into self-love, coming out of the karma, seeing the light, knowing that it's not selfish, you're not abandoning anyone by stepping into your own energy, by delighting in yourself, by being you. You're not even abandoning your masculine. You can't jinx your twin connection by adoring yourself if the person, regardless of how anyone else feels about you, you're not forsaking them by just loving yourself anyways. What are the masculines looking at here? Oh, true nurture. Their challenges coming through the anxiety and self-soothing. That's pretty cool. We have the anxiety here for the masculines, and we just had it for the feminines, utilizing self-love. So same kind of an energy. Masculines, you're utilizing self-love, self-soothing, self-nurture in order to manage your own. I just heard you've been seeking sexual gratification with people who you don't connect deeply with as an attempt to have a non-committal self-soothing, but that is not as essential as doing it as an inside job in your own right. Okay, what can we see? Temple of Moon Goddess, nurturance, grace, emotional transparency. So exactly. This is, coming into the garden, divine feminine, the abundance, the full embodiment of self-sufficiency, energetic self-sufficiency. And divine masculine, we saw this card of nurture and getting out of the anxiety of dependence on others for that safe space. So you're learning emotions, divine masculine, and divine feminine, you're learning to hold your own as well. Emotional transparency is important in this frequency because that's where we don't have fear to share how we're feeling. It's where we can, say our part without expectation or fear of rejection or fear that we're going to be misinterpreted. Oftentimes when we're feeling vulnerable and we go to express ourselves, even if the wording is accurate, if we've got that tension, the person we're speaking to can pick up on something being amiss and can read or misread the underlying energy as sneaky shady. When we don't mean it that way, if we're not settled in our energy, it can be misleading. So take that under advice, everybody. Do the inner work so that you have clarity in your worthiness to embrace your emotional experience, so that when you share it, you're not off-putting because people aren't sure if you mean what you're saying, because they don't know why you're nervous or why you're insecure about what you're saying. So really be curious about ownership of your right to your emotional responses. Tell yourself your emotions are justified. You are entitled to have emotional responses, and then speak from that place of knowing that you're not inappropriate to feel things. Beautiful. Okay, what is the spirit-guided solution for the feminine challenge of fully coming into autonomy? Laying the foundation where everything is connected. Oh dear, my washing machine is like on spin cycle and I feel like the camera is shaking. Sorry about that, everybody. Oh my gosh. Okay, so divine feminines. It's hilarious. There's not an earthquake. We're fine. This is groundbreaking, earth-shaking information. Okay, so divine feminines, the guidance is keep laying the foundation to not think of things in terms of separation mentality. Keep going towards separation as an illusion. That's, within your own energy, that you are not divided, that all the bits of your soul can come back into wholeness. same goes with how you're viewing even your twin, that it's not an opposition, it's not an opponent, it's not a competition. There's love there. So just see and focus on the love and release everything that is not love. You don't have to turn a blind eye and accept bad behavior at all. We're talking about just knowing that everything is connected, and this extends out into our experience of reality, because everything works together, everything is connected. It's a shared conscious up-leveling for humanity right now. What is the spirit-guided solution for the divine masculines learning to self-soothe? Wow, really look at your devil energy. Divine masculines, you're being asked to really go within to your core and to energetically take the divine like a torchlight. This is the intuition. You're meant to go into these inner recesses of your heart to really find the rebellion, to really find the illusion, to find the stuff that has been causing anxiety. Figure out where it came from. This is a cue to do the work. Divine masculines, ask for divine guidance, ask for energetic support. It is a law that if you ask, a spiritual law that if you ask, it is given. So remember to ask for divine guidance to go into the core of your belief structure. What can we see in the union space for the twins here? Authenticity, uniqueness, and integration. So this is about fully becoming a new layer of ourselves and our own uniqueness, integrating the things that only we and the divine can access through heart-centered awareness and meditation and the asking. Where are the connections going in the near future? Divine feminines, there's a deep, deep, deep integration that's going to be supporting you on a subconscious level. You're rewriting code right now. Total paradigm shift. Divine feminines, you are embodying, what is that? The mystique, the mystery. You're embodying the mystical. You have become wild and free, divine feminine. Untangled, you have become sovereign. And so now you can go between the dimensions. Wow. Okay, divine masculines. Oh, here we have the commitment again and the high priest. So divine masculines, you're moving into that practical, grounded fidelity. Now you are able to bring in, okay, so the spirit guidance is to ask for divine intervention, divine intercession to go into your core beliefs. And now we get that once you do that clearing, you clear the channel, you can see now why commitment and loyalty and honor and respect and investment are beneficial. And you've got this clear channel of support because you've utilized the discipline to see the difference, the discernment, to see the difference of misguided beliefs and actions and valuable, beneficial options. So you're learning that skill set, divine masculines, that will allow you to do that. What is the energetic shared space here? That's way too many. Harmonic oscillator, timing, rhythm, synchronization, and frequency. Coming in another sphere into union here, into unity consciousness. So divine feminines, you're untangling from seeing yourself as having to be part of a union and instead unifying like the night with all things, with discretion. And divine masculine, you're coming into validation of your knowledge of good and evil. The feminine is represented as the 9 of coins here. And this is a card that represents the garden. So I am getting that Garden of Eden, the return to the garden, the masculine coming back from the knowledge of good and evil, the pursuit of the knowledge of good and evil, and returning to the garden, aka the feminine and the value of the feminine. Wow, okay. One message from the divine masculine to the divine feminine. I will reveal myself to you. And one from the feminine to the masculine. I am going to show you. Amazing. So there is an eye-to-eye witnessing. That is a testament of love. What do children want more than anything? Look at me. Look at me. They just want to be seen. And look at that. This is purity. This is a beautiful thing. I will reveal myself to you, and I am going to show you. So the counterparts are ready to reveal their true selves to each other. Oh, bye for now.